Okay, so here we are in the Shmona V'Arbaim Yom Shehem Shisha Shavuot V'Shisha Yamin LaOmer, and it says Shin Yud Aleph Leil Shmona V'Arbaim. So let's see what happened on the Leil. This is the Kavana for last night when we actually counted the Omer. Number Shin Yud Aleph, it says Leil Shmona V'Arbaim HaMochim HaNiknasim V'Leil Shmona V'Arbaim. Then Mochim, they come in now. Hey, Rishima the Mocha the Gadol Shani the Avo. They're the Rishima. They're right before the meat, but we'd seen in other places that apparently the Rishima is extremely important, maybe more important than the Shorish. Hamochem the Gadol Shani the Avo. Nimshachin the Dati the Hug. The question is, what does Dati the Hug mean? So I can understand the Dati. Okay, because he's going to say the Heindel Klas Pirkim, the Spheres, the Paris of Malchus. It's the three, the Dati, he says, is the three Pirkim. Which three Pirkim? Those are the Pirkim on the middle line. This is Yesod. Yesod and Malchus both. So he says the Hug of the Chesadim and the Gevurah, the Heindel Klas Pirkim, the Spheres, the Paris of Malchus. The Orech, the Partzufi Chabad Chagtam, the Ovi, the parts of Chochmah HaKol Dazah, which is the parts of that department of Zah, V'chein the Nuk, and also in the Nuk, Nimshakim Chelki HaMochim Shalah, so we also are going to stand a certain amount of that. V'Malchios, V'Demos, also the different details of Malchus is now more detailed. So he said, as we mentioned before, HaMalchios, the Demos of Mispar Shemos, maybe Mispar by itself and then Shemos by itself, but it sounds Mispar Shemos. Yeah, it goes to the count of the names, the Nefashos, the Spheros of Teferes, according to the Spheres of Teferes, of Malchus, the Orech, of all the Partsufim of the Chabad Chagtam, the Ovi. This is all going to parts of Chochmah HaKol the Nuk. It's coming from the Chochmah HaKol the Nuk. You're coming from Godless of Abba. Let's look over here on number Tuf Zion. And it says over Tuf Zion, it shows us at the top, Teferes Malchus the Chochmah, going to the left line, Teferes Malchus the Bina, and Teferes Malchus the Dots, and the four generations. They fit into a Muach. The Muach goes into a Tselem. Now there's where you have the Rabbi Atiyah SEFER shows you a picture of the Tzaddik Tzelem. It's interesting. Maybe we'll look at that. And then, so we have here the Tzelem, and then the Tzelem. And where is it going to go? It's going to go to the Dati, the Chug. Once again, he says Dati is the three. What did he say it is? It's just it's three sections. But since it's the Dati, it's the three sections of the Chesadim and the Gevuros. The Teferes, the Shlosha Partzufi Kochov. Okay, so the Chesed. So apparently, you're looking at a whole. I guess we're looking at a whole. Well, I could get out the word, parts of the Dati, the Chug, the Teferes. So it's Teferes, and within the Teferes, there are going to be a Chug. It's the three sections of that Chug, Partzufi Kochav. So once again, it's going to the parts of the Kochav, and we saw that this is the top part, which is not filled in. The call Echad Machamesha Partzufi Chachman the Ma'u Ben the Ma the Zad is going to go to the right side of the left side. The Ma'u Ben the Ma the Zad of the right side of Zad the Kitzonis for the Penimios the Penimio Makif. Again, reading backwards, it says the Penimio Makif is the Oros which are inside of the Kitzonis of the Penimios. Okay, it's the Kitzonis of the Penimios and the Oros that are inside of them. So then he says Shlosha Kli Teferes, Shlosha Kfi Teferes 3 different times. The Zeranpin. Each one of the hamshachas, the right line, left line, and the middle line, is going to go into Zer Anpin. And let's turn the page, go through them. It's about all I've got. I don't have too much more to do because we're really at the end of the Sefer. So he said, "V'chamalchi v'chademos of mispar hashemas v'chadafashos, the neranchi of the lights of the neranchi." It's going to go into those middle, the three sections of the middle line of the Chesadim and Gevurahs. I'm just weak on how he works the Chesadim and the Gevurahs here, if that's what he means. Of Chug, the Deferis, the Kol Hapratim and Niskarim, that's going to go to the Chug, the Deferis of Kol of the Pratim and Niskarim. Then he shows this is what's going to the Nook, and he shows that. Next page, we're going to pick up the next ones. He said the Teferes and Malchus, the Chesed. Once again, the Oros look the same. The Teferes and Malchus, the Gevurah, the Teferes and Malchus, the Teferes. The Muach in which it fits. The Tzelem in which the above fit into that. And then he doesn't show you the Lavush idea, which is probably the same as one of the others up above it. Let's see. And at any rate, he shows it fitting into the Kli. So then he says that once we got to that place where we brought now everything into, let me see, we haven't brought everything in. So we've brought all of these Oros in. Then it said, V'chamalchi v'chademos v'chamisbach hashemot v'nefashos the neranchi, the dati, the chug, the teferes, the kol hapratim, and iskarim la'el. Ultimately, everything that we said, all that bundle, is going to be transferred to the nukva. Shlosha kli teferes the nuk, kloshus fi teferes, shlosha kli teferes the nuk, shlosha kli teferes the nuk. They're all going into that. We turn the page, and we have Teferes or Malchus, the Malchus. So now we're filling into Teferes and Malchus of Malchus. These are the Oros. Now what's interesting here is that he had everything doubled before. Now it's singular. So what's the difference? This is the Teferes of Malchus, the Malchus. If I go back one, it's the Teferes of Malchus, the Chesed, the Teferes, and to Gevurah, like that. And now this is going to the Malchus, the Teferes of Malchus, the Malchus. It is actually two lines. It's a line on the right, a line on the left. One refers to Teferes, and the other one refers to Malchus. Then it comes over here. It doesn't split. Maybe that's what we had there in the double. We had the split before, because we're dealing with Yesod. Let's see, today is the day of Yesod. So he says here, and then it goes into the Moach, it goes into the Tzelem goes into Shlosh Kli Teferes Dezah. And then we come down to V'chamalchios, v'chademos, u'misbach hashemos. So ultimately going down and down, v'chadafashos, then the ranchi. It's going to go to the dati, which is the three sections of the middle line. The hug, the teferes, the kol pratim, and iskarim. Shlosha kli teferes the nuk. And that's where it goes in. I don't know if we could do with this. Here we have Shachas Hasadim the Zer Anpin. So this is on page Taf Yud Aleph. Taf Yud Aleph. Sechem Shachas Leil Shishi. We're on the sixth night, which is the night of Yesod. Either he always describes it as Yesod the Malchus. I think he does. I get him mixed up, but also the Ashkenaz is saying that Malchus the Yesod. So, or he's saying the Malchus the Yesod, and they're saying the Yesod the Malchus. At any rate, it's the same thing. So he said, I think, at any rate, Hamshachas HaChasad the Zer Anpin, the Hamshach HaPedimi HaMakib, the Gevurah, the Malchus, the Klaus, the Hamisha Chasad, the Das, the Zah. What is that? Reading, we're going into the Das of Zah. We're going to bring in the Klal of the Hamisha Chasadim, the Malchus. Let's go back, the Hamshach Penimi Malchus, the Gevurah, the Malchus. So we're bringing the Gevurah, the Malchus in at this point. The Klaus Hamisha Chasad, the Das, the Zah. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that is this or that we're seeing here, and the way that it's manukad with Chesed, and then the other one is Zavakos. So Chesed perhaps refers to Tiferes and with the others to Malchus, I don't know. Then it's all going to the Malchus, the Chesed, the Chagat, the Chagat. It's going to go to the method of the right line of Chagat, and the right line of the Nai, which is the middle Partsufim, the middle and bottom parts of the Vok, the Zah. And then it's going to go into the Kalim there. He shows the Kalim. And then he says, V'lid chos ha-teferes, the Malchus and Nizka, to push the Teferes, the Malchus that was there, push it down. The Malchus, the Gevurah, the Chagat, V'nai, the Zah. He's going to push it into the Malchus of Gevurah, of Chagat, in the middle section of a Chagat, I guess the Gevurah, the Chagat, which would be the left line, the Chagat V'nai, the Zah. Of the middle section, the lower section is there, Anpin, Shlosha Kli Gevurah, and he shows the 3 Kalim of Gevurah. So this is the Hamshach HaDechuya, where everything is being pushed down. We brought in, I really, because I haven't been following this, which is really, I think, important for next time, is to start with the pattern of how the things are coming down. So he's to drop me into Panimi and Makif, the Gevurah, the Malchus. Velid Chos on Netzach, and then all this process, the Prush, the Netzach, the Malchus and Nizkar, which he says looks like this. So Netzach, here we have a Nikud of a Cholim, and then back to Tzvakos again. So that's going to go to the Malchus, the Teferes, the Chagat, the Benai, the Zah. It's going to go to the Malchus, the lower part of Teferes. It's going to push that into that. The Chagat, Benai of the middle section of the lower section of Zer Anpin. Shlosha Kli Teferes, and that's the Kli clearing of Teferes. Lid Chosa Hod, the Hod was in that position, the Malchus and Nizkar, and it looks like this. This is Hod, but here he says he has the picture of the Netzach and the Tzvakos. The Malchus, the Netzach, and it's going to go into the Malchus of Netzach, the Nai of the lower section, the Chagat of Chagat, the Nai. In both the section, I guess he means of the lower section of the Chagat and the lower section of the Nai, the Zer Anpin. And he shows you the 3 Kalim of the Netzach. What else we got here? So when you do this, you're going to put Lidchos, the Yesod, the Malchus, and Nizkar. So I guess this is the picture of what he says, the Chod. What's interesting is that I'm not following it so well. So he shows me a picture of the Nukudos of Hod. So Lidchos, the Yesod, the Malchus, and Nizkar, push that down. The Malchus, the Hod, into the Malchus of Hod. So we're going to bring the Hod into the Hod, the Nai, the Chagat, the Nai, the Zah. Shlosha Kli, so he says then the Shlosha Kli HaHod like this. And there they are. And then on the other side, he has the Chos, the Malchus and Nizkar. We're going to push that down 1. And here's a picture of, he says, we're going to push on that. We're going to push that down. But in its place, we're going to bring in these Nikudim, which are the Nikudim of Yesod. And also, I guess that's Malchus again. The Malchus, the Yesod, and it's going to go into the Malchus of Yesod, or he says also the Yesod, the Malchus. I don't know which one is which. I like the Yesod, the Malchus better, but must be some reason why he says the Malchus, the Yesod. We're finishing up Yesod, same way. You're going to get to the same end anyway. Deny the hug, the deny of the chagat, deny the lower part of the chagat deny, because now we're dealing with hod with yisod, we're down at the bottom, and then he shows the shlosha kli yisod like that. Okay, I'm not going to go through the Gevuros. It would be good to do that. I want to go to the pictures that I sent you. Let me see how this works. Trying to work in the chat here. Okay, I have it because I brought the SEFIR back, but I can't. I'm having trouble while you're online going over there. So the last picture that we worked on, I learned. So okay, I can't get that. That's not going to work. Okay, so remember the last one we said was the Akiyaman Ben? That was the last picture. So I just want to look at it and see what it says. Now in the SEFER that we've been learning, let's see. We're dealing here today with Shaul. I'm just reading something from the previous, what we were looking. He says, this is Shaul the Baal Hanan. So this whole very mystical thing about what we're doing here is we're pulling out these mas and these bends from these different places, these different broken places. One of them is Baal Hanan. This is the sixth part. So he says, so I'm just going to read from Tuf Tesvav, just the beginning of it, because he has an introduction here. He says, Levar v'lesakim v'la'alos, 45 halakim, the sh'ol the Baal Hanan, the call shar v'shar the shem ben. I'm not sure what he means by shar v'shar. For the matkam, and what do you want to do here? You want to sweeten them with the matzbrach, the sh'ol Baal, the Baal Hanan, the ma hachadash. Aha. So it meant Shmuel, what was it? What Shul the Baal Hanan, and he says that there is that of all of, is he saying, because we haven't read these all out, so he says, but he says, is he saying that the same time that you have, okay, you want to take the 45. The 45 has to do with Shmuel the Shul the Baal Hanan. Also, there is apparently a 45 that can be generated from that. So anyway, let's look at if you can, at the page 128. Page 128. And over here on the right side, it shows you that well, first of all, it says the Lila because it goes through a count until we get to number 41 where it changes. Yeah. So he says Lila, he says the days, and you count the days across the time. Then he says there's an Akia. So I would like to put an answer of what the Akia is doing here. And then he has a ma, and then he has a ben. I'm thinking that Akia acts as a catalyst also, because it means I will be. And he's saying that he's going to be like this, pairing up this ma and this ben. So looking at it, let's look at the Akia, for example. And it would be pronounced Ake-yo. I'm going to pronounce it Ake-yoke. So these are not the Nikudim that we normally see, the Nikudos that we normally see with the name Akia. And it is consistent throughout all of the weeks, or all of the Shlavim that he has here. So today, let's see, so he says, and then he shows you a ma. And then the ma itself also is an unusual way of vocalizing it. And I think, not consistently that I really understand. Let's see, if you took the way that he vocalizes the Akia, for example, he is counting it as 16, 20, 10 and 6 is 16, 26, 36, another dot is 46, and two more dots makes 66. if I'm counting that right. That doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't ring a bell. Next one, we got the Yud K Vav K. He's got, I don't know, it's supposed to be, I don't think there's a dot above the Yud. I think it's the Dalet has 3 dots. 3 dots is 60. A Cholim is 70. Another Cholim is 76. And 90 and 106, 116. Okay, these maybe they add up together. I don't know. I don't know what. I'm just poking around trying to see if I can do something with these combinations. But there's no question that the Nikudim or the Nikudos, along with the name itself, have some value. But I don't know what it is. Our day is day 48. So he says that's the 8th name. I don't know how he does this. He has, let me see, he has these sets in 9s. Well, let me see. He's showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 names. 10 names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 9 names. 9 sets. In our set, we have all of the values all together in one day. Instead of taking one day, which would be, say, a ma, and pairing it with a ben, which I think is what he's doing, he's going to take a whole shlav, take the whole thing down, and compare them all together. Okay, so let's go down to the next. The next is, let's say you did that, and just I'm making up a narrative, if you don't mind. So I see we're almost out of time, so let me go quickly. The narrative is that once you've done that and you paired that, you need to elevate it, and that's why we come to the 2 mobs. We got a mob for the elevation of the ben, a ma rather, mob the ma. That's the first one, and then the other one is the ma the ben. So what did he do? He took 49 days. I don't know, he's got different ways of doing this, until you get to the, 49 days. And he groups them into bundles. Now, I'm looking at the first bundle, and I guess we'll just do the best we can with this, and we'll go back to it tomorrow. The next bundle is, he says 1, 2, 3, 4, but he calls it a 7. Then he goes, I guess he's concluding it. Excuse me, it was open. It was concluded down below, and he pairs them up, these up into 7s. Today we're on the sec where everything is going to go. So, excuse me, we're going to the bet, which is the Fez Sofit. Today is the Fez Sofit, which is a part of the name Yud Vav Dalet K Aleph Vav K Aleph, which is Ma. So that's part of Ma. So you take a little piece of Ma here. Now we could assume that maybe, but it's a mob. What does the mob do? The mob elevates. So then we go to the mob the ben. As I said, we're just about out of time. And we come down here to he's doing the same thing. But why there, what is he doing here? He's number 48 is a vav that goes around with all these other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vavim. So that was part of day 42 and also part of day 49. So anyway, that's what we had to learn in this chart. This is a concept of actually what is being mavurah every day.